Okay, everybody, Best in the West is back with a new edition. This is an awesome job to tune in. You guys are going to love this. This is the S70 here in real time demoing. This is off of live, demoing the back patio. There's sidewalks, patio, floating steps, curbs. This one's got it all. Drains. This was a really good job. Some you guys are going to be amazed at the finish and the ending on this. Some jobs come out better than others because of the variables like the sand, the Portland. It has a lot to do with the mix, your finishers, your timing. I got Javier with me. We're laying it out. We demoed it from the back. There's a Santa Fe had an easement behind this, so it was awesome. This is the S70, just making easy work. Wire mesh, you can see it in it. Standard probably thickness, nothing too thick. It just goes right through it. This is if you're going to do backyards and tight areas, this is the machine. I go live on all my jobs now, and you can see real time and have a frame of reference of how long it takes. I'm not banging it around for a second and then speeding it up, and I'm people hand loading it. And that's what everybody's going to start doing if they're going to say this is the best or that's the best. Let's see it on a live and see what happens. But this is an awesome machine. You got to have talent to run it. It's not like a stand-on. And that breaker's a beast. That's a 375-pound Susan. This job came out. I walked it today. I went back and filmed the ending of it because I didn't get it all on camera. And it looks amazing. You guys will see it at the end. It's got 4 big floating steps, probably about 2,100 square feet of concrete, all new drains, because nothing drained off this property. So we had to put high points and drain it down to each drain. There's about probably 7 drains in this. And you guys are going to see some masterful work on this, baby. Soil was terrible, too. I saw it when I went to bid it, and I thought I could cure it with Portland, and I didn't show up for another 4 or 5 days after that, and it dried out so bad. I had to take 15 yards out of here that I didn't account for. You guys will see. And then I brought in probably a load of road base and got it in, got it all compacted. We cured it up. Came out awesome. Not a crack in this job. 28 yards, not one crack. We jointed it up. We cut it up real good for aesthetics and to make it look awesome. And I love the customer was awesome. And he had a really good eye, and he's really into plants and trees. So the landscaping on this is going to be amazing because it tiers up higher. The floating steps walk up to the top tier. He's got a curb around it. One side he's going to put grass. It's just amazing yard and design in what he could deal with the property he has. It was amazing. I was there today, like a week later, to film the ending. And we got Milton Sr. here. We got Milton Jr. We got Jefferson, a.k.a. Chucky. We got Milton's brother, Ray. There's Chucky right there. This guy is an animal. We got Antonio. Here's the old drain system. When I bid it, I thought we were going to just tie into it. I saw 3 or 4 different drains there, 2, I think, and they're in the grass. So I was just going to tie to it. And then we open it up, and they're not in the right spot. They're all the way over there. I needed it down the middle. And they were 4-inch, and they were broken, and there was all kinds of mud in them and stuff. Here's a setup here. That's a new planter idea that his wife got from the planter I put in the floating steps. So we put 6 inches of concrete behind it. Is that me on the skid steer? Oh, no, that's Ray. That's Milton's brother. It's great when you have guys that can just run the equipment. So I had him run it a couple days. And we got all these drains all the way down the side. He's got rain gutters, but nothing drains off the property. But we tied into it, and we got minimal, as you can see. But you got push, and you'll have some standing water in the drain. And then when water comes down, we tied in all the downspouts into it. It's got push, and it'll push it out, and some water will sit. But it all drains. What you want to do to test it is put 5 gallons of water in it from the farthest point and see if 5 gallons comes out. There's the Best in the West mobile right there. That's contracting at the concrete at the highest end. There's so many variables to get to this point, to have all the right guys. If things go wrong or the mix is going off, we're overpowered. So we don't get on it too early. We don't get on it too late. And this is Trey Hansen from Kentucky, and he's with his son River. He came out to visit me. We've been dying to have him come out and pump. He did pools and concrete for years, and he's got a super nice business in Kentucky. And then he bought an Olin pump, brought a ball valve to Kentucky, and is smashed. He has 5 pumps now, and that's his son River, who pumps and stuff with him a lot on his time off. He knows the routine. I didn't see him clamp it. I'm not sure if he did. I'm sure he could. But Trey's been pumps every day. So check him out on Facebook, Trey Henson, Hensen, and on Instagram. And you'll see all his pumps. And he posts daily of pumping. He knows a lot about it, mechanics and everything. He's getting used to my clamps that are filled with concrete there. This was amazing to have him out here and his son. And I had other people out here. It was just another guy who's learning. Dane was come check it out. He works at the Long Beach docks, and he's checking it out. You'll see him in here too. I don't remember which day he came. But this is an amazing job. So we're pumping from the back, thank God. Because we could just come in from the easement. The owner took down part of the fence, and we're just gonna see from right here. And Johnson brought it dry, and he wanted me to take the screen off. This is the first load. This got screwed up. This is what I'm saying. This guy showed up with a 6.5-inch slump, and I have drains everywhere. I was so pissed off, but then I called his boss, Ali, and I said, dude, he brought it wet. He said, oh, the guy's new. So there's so many things that could happen. He could have done a pump job before this job and had 90 gallons on and thought he had 60, and they load on top of it. So, I had to learn somewhere too. I wasn't mad at him or nothing. I mean, this stuff happens. So I just rolled with it. But I made a little bit of a mistake. I should have pumped this front sidewalk to where the joint was going to go at the gate, and then took the hose to the other side and started where there's no drains, and then brought the next load at a 4.5 and pumped this side. But when you got the right people, they knew how to counter it. They didn't get on it too early. They got on it a little bit early and shaped the drains, then got back off, and then waited for the right timing that it was all going off, and then reshaped everything they skated on. You just got to know what you're doing. I mean, we could deal with any adversity. The beauty of West Coast is the horsepower and the quality and the details is just off the chart. I want to do some of these drains. Trey was pumping them. There's Loverboy right there, camera extraordinaire, and Ladybug, my daughter, runs all that, the whole show for all the. If you need demoing, editing, any of that, just give me a call or give her a call. And these are he's putting a big old patio cover on it later. So he marked it, the 4 corners. We dug them out, and we just did it for weight. The posts are going to be right there. The thing's going to be pretty heavy, evidently, obviously, by the size of these we put in. And he's going to run that electrical up it against the post and just tie it to the post. This is the wet slump we got out of the gate, but Milton got down that side senior, and I mean, that guy's a full pro. He started for me as a laborer. And you're going to see the finish on this, the joints, the floating steps, the curbs. This design and this job is just immaculate. It is flawless. I walked it today, every inch of it. They were bitching at me about how wet it was, but I didn't have nothing to do with it. But don't kill the messenger. See, we're putting a level on that to make sure it's all breaking. There's all high points from right to left of each drain. High point to the left, high point to the right, going to that drain, and the next one, the same thing. It's the only way to get the water out. And then we put a mow curb in right there because you didn't have grass in the whole backyard. Soil was terrible. We're getting the rebar best we can, boys. I know people get really upset over that. They think it helps for cracking, but I forgive you for what you do not know. Here's the other hallway. This got fiber in it too. That's the key for cracks. There's the planter. Big backyard, 2 levels up higher. One's going to have grass with a curb around it, which you guys will see. Here they are getting out on it. And you can see it's creaming up. And you got to get a bowl around the drain, So it just goes right to it. And I water this thing down like 5 different days. And it runs so perfect. There's not one bird bath in this whole thing. You get a crew like this with detail and an owner like me, and it's just second to none. It's very easy to get work and pick and choose what you're doing. I got a special guest coming out too. He's on his way now. He'll be here tomorrow night. He'll be on the live all next week. He has a consulting business. He has like 25 years in the field. He's out of the Midwest. His name's Jim. He'll be out here all next week on the live. You guys can talk to him. I'll put all his links up for. He's really good at social media and advertising for you and marketing you and advising you. He knows equipment, a lot of stuff. He's really good with it. Here's the second load here. Now this is how I want it. That's the owner, my buddy Ali. He brought it. That's about what I wanted, and I should have used that on the drain side, but I didn't. You'll see the other side has no drains because it all flows to the grass, and there's an area drain in the grass with a landscaping drain, 6x6 or 12x12. I don't remember, in the grass. The owner put it in. Shout out to the owner again. I love this guy. His job was so awesome. He was so accommodating. It was another. It's so weird. The customers I get from YouTube are like dream customers, and I think, man, I didn't have a guy like this in 20 years, and now I've had like 30, 40, or 50 of them from YouTube that were just amazing. Because they want the floating steps. They know I'm going to deliver. They know everything I say. I don't even got to sell the job. I give the price. This guy didn't even move me on the price. Can I start the day after Easter? Yeah, go for it. You know, that's how it goes down. That's the curb idea that his wife saw from my planner idea, my floating steps. And now that's how I'm going to do planners against the house. I absolutely loved it. First, I'm like, I'm not sure about that. And then I thought about it. And I said, how far of a, do you want it away from the house, the curb or whatever that is, or a separator, 6 inches? And I'm like, yeah, that's actually, I started thinking about it. And it was a really good idea. So I'm on rebar patrol. I got my badge on and everything. And I have the custom West Coast outfit, a work attire on. Everyone does. I think Trey's in Crocs too. I almost wore my Crocs, but I went with those Vans and he got concrete on them. So now they're my pumping shoes. They got demoted or promoted, whichever you want. I've got Ladybug and Loverboy filming it. Loverboy, when he's not in school, does all my lives. His name's Ben. Sydney's my daughter. She's the editing social media extraordinaire for me. She's so important, part of my business. And Big Jim will be out all next week, and there'll be other guys from YouTube. A kid named Brian, I know, he just bought an S70. He'll be out there promoting his. Whoever comes out, I say, what do you want to plug? You know, they're all starting demo or pumping, so I put them on there and let them put their sign on there. If they can get work and anyone can make money off me, go ahead. You know what I mean? I'm so blessed at what I do. I have the kids I want, family I want, the life I want. One thing I prioritize more than anything is my freedom, no matter what. It's always what I want to do, when I want to do it, to the best of the way it works out, the stars line up, whatever God wants. But generally, yeah. I just went through a 2.5 months. I was off and I came back, hit this one. I think I did a driveway a couple weeks ago, and then this one. This was a beauty. I'm telling you guys, the end, I didn't hose it down. I didn't put water on it. They were doing all the landscaping. I let them use a couple of my guys. Here's the berm inside here where they're going to put a seating and stuff. There was a fire pit there. And I didn't want to pour against that block, which I'm sure would have been fine, but I just put a gap and he's going to put pea gravel in there or something like that. There's a curb up top. I think this one, grass goes in the center. And the other one, I don't remember what he's doing. So this is the third pour. I got Johnson here, and he says it won't go through my screen, so I just took the screen off. When you do shotcrete, you take the screen off anyway. It doesn't matter. You don't need a screen. There's people on here making it like some big deal that the guy pumps every day without a screen. And there's my rebar puller that I had made and forgot it was in my truck because I was so thrown off. When you throw me off, I'm thrown off because I plan everything. I schedule it. I plan everything. And the day we showed up on the first pour, they go, do you want to pour today? It's like 9:30. And I'm like, are you guys serious? So I went and dropped my trailer off at my yard, picked my pump up and came back. And we started pumping about 11. The first two, we did 2 loads that day, the whole patio and everything. I think this is the second pour, the third pour. Yeah. I did it in 3 pours. And these are the floating steps here, which this is a Roman entrance here. These are to walk up to the top. These are amazing. I absolutely love these stairs. And the homeowner, that's why he brought me here, was for these. you know, and then I did everything. And then I'm going to end up doing his garage and his driveway. He's got a big driveway, probably at least 25 yards, 2 loads. And then the garage is all cracked up, obviously because of the soil. Little overcast today, so I wore some pants. Next week should be super nice. Make sure you guys tune into the lives. Floating porch, floating steps with lights. Just another showstopper, one after the other, bro. You guys know you check in here, you're going to see the highest level. And a team that's why I put it on lives. And all the haters left. You don't do anything. You just pump. You can hear everything that I'm running. That's why I want it live. It's in real time. You can see the S70. You can see me pump. That's why I encourage people who are saying these Georgia buggies are better, or these stand-oners are better. Let us see it in real time, or shut up. You know, because you're misleading people. But enough about these jerk-offs. Check out this work. That easement in the back was amazing. And he was a little tentative about, I don't know if I want you to film. And I'm like, bro, that's how you found me. But I understand it's his house. And there's nothing more private than bringing someone to your house. You can't be disrespectful. And you know, I just said, it's up to you. But I mean, dude, this is a big, nice job for me for a YouTube video. And I dropped it down a little bit. Like a job like this, I charged about 56 grand for it. And it should have been, you know, it could have been in the 60s, early 60s, mid 60s would be more than fair. So I dropped it because I said, this is a major, 2 years from now, I can get $100,000 job from this. A month from now, I can get a 15,000, 30, 100. You know, this job's going to bring in, when you see the ending, a lot of jobs for me. So it's residual. So I don't have to, like, I charge a good amount for what I am because I'm the only game in town at the level I'm at, what they want. So, but I'm not going to be ridiculous about it. You got to be fair. It's got to be a mutual benefit in a business transaction for me. And he didn't say one word. And I said, you know, it should be more. And he said, yeah, I know. I said, but I explained it. It's cool because I'm going to do a YouTube. And that's when he asked me, I don't know about the filming because he's super private, which everyone's different. It doesn't mean he's wrong or I'm wrong. It's, I want to film, and he's apprehensive. And then later he said, go ahead and film. And I said, sure, I'll be super respectful. I won't show the front of your house, the street you're on, anything about it. But he was awesome. I've had some celebrities where I signed a confidentiality, and I understood that. And they said, do not show any of it or mention my name. And I said, yeah, whatever. I don't, you know, but I just tag on 20 grand or whatever to compensate that I can't show it. And like I said, that one set of wedding cake steps we did was bonkers, but I can't show it. I can't say where it was at. I could probably do it and they'd never know, but I agreed to it. So it is what it is. I have enough cool stuff on here. Every job is turning legendary. Like they're getting that good. You got to have the right tools. You got to steel trowel it. You got to get out there and skate it. You got to cut the joints. I mean, look how pristine these joints are. We're not cutting them 3/4. You know, we're cutting it 1.5 inches with a cutter first. You got to get down in there, and then a 1-inch planer through it, and then hand joiner at 1 inch, going through it on skates and cleaning it. There's no residue in the joints. It's just perfect. It matters to me, and there's a standard that I do and that I have out here that's second to none, and it's the way it is. Here's the last pour of the steps, and then you boys will see the whole thing. Ladybug and I went by there today, a week later, because we didn't get the whole thing finished because there was wood everywhere and messes and piles of dirt. So they're doing all the landscaping, the sprinklers and all that. When I showed up today, he used 2 of my guys. It's not my thing. I didn't need to make money. I could hand down the favor to him and they could do it all just at a day rate. Here I am pumping the last 2 here in perfect slump for this. I think I got 50 feet of hose on. You can't beat that. When a pumper sees that, they're like, oh, yeah. Now that's easy money. That's why you show up. You don't have anybody can place your concrete and drive a Georgia buggy. You got to have skill, talent. It's just like an S70. Anybody can run a stand-on. You can't run an S70. These guys would crap their pants on hillsides and stuff. And the slope I was bringing it up and down on. I dumped all the base in the back in the easement, and I brought it all in down that hill. Straight up and down where these stairs are now. There's the main man, Papa, right here, Milton Sr. He's got his brother on there. His name was Ray. You guys seen him on my other jobs. And his son, Milton Jr. on here. And his other son, Jonathan, too, finishes. I think he was on the first pour. He's on one of them. Perfect mud. That's why this thing came out just amazing. You want to put up stuff you're proud of and you want to have a certain standard, whether people know or not. And I did it for years with no camera. People didn't know how honest, the public at large and what the product I put up. They'd say I hired this guy or that guy. And I'm like, dang, okay, when I'm bidding stuff, I'm like, they don't know they're not going to get the same product. But with YouTube, I didn't know. I just wung it as I went. Like I'm doing the lives now on every job I do, because you guys want to see who runs it. You want to see what I do, who does the measurements, the takeoffs, orders the mud, measures the cleanups, pumps it, demos it. Sorry, I'm not a laborer and I don't have a trowel in my hand for some of these guys, but pretty much explains itself, that statement right there. And there's honor in all of it. You're working hard. Everyone out here is a legend because they do it like it's their house, no matter what job you're at or where you're at. My crew absolutely kills it, and they're compensated financially for what they do. I appreciate it as much as you can. Nobody talks on our jobs and says, oh, this or that. That's why I want to see everybody else on the live with the little motorized wheelbarrow thingy there and how long it takes. Let's see. Let's see you guys finishing it. This is the highest end you're going to see. And my customers absolutely say, I'm hiring you because of the detail and the floating steps, and that's what I want. And that's, you guys heard it when I first said I'm going to start marketing this so I don't bid against these other people that are dirt cheap and got to move out of state and stuff like that. People are half price sometimes of me. I don't bid against anyone anymore because I'm especially, a lot of these jobs that I do like this, they're not going to hire somebody else to float these and do this and design it all. And there is a board underneath that you pull. I mean, look at these. You got to see it at the end when I went back. Almost this whole job is bleached. There's a little on the side of the house where the drains are that the roof hangs over that you really couldn't get sunlight on it too much. So I watered it every time I was there, and I could spray white vinegar on it later and it'll bleach it, but it's almost completely taken off. And the Milton boys, son and father team, killed these steps. Out here, I seen those form liners about 25 years ago. I was pumping all high-end houses that landscape architects drew, and I saw those on there one time, those form liners. I never saw them again. That was it. It looks so crappy, and this way you can edge it. You can see how good you are. You face it. Who the hell wants stone look on the front of it? I don't want to make concrete look like stone. It's the stupidest damn thing I've ever seen. But people are 20 years behind some of these states. So here's the final day. Ladybug and I came. There's a planter you put in there. It's going to bleach there. That's where water's running. I'll come back when this is all landscape. See right there to the right? That was shaded a few days ago bad. And today I came back and it's bleaching. I didn't put any fly ash in it, so it can only go one way. That area will hang up a little bit. Look at those floating steps in the back with the curb around up top. Look at this patio. A couple of my boys were here doing all the irrigation and putting all the landscaping in. And we're going to give you the money shot here in a second on the floating steps. I want to see everyone else try these steps. Look at this backyard. That's Ray right there and somebody else. There's the curbs I put up to separate these areas. Grass is going in that area. The other area, I'm not sure. And to the right, there's planters of each side of the floating steps. And I believe he's going to put tea trees in them. I got to send him a picture today of exactly which ones I'm talking about. This is one heck of a job. Do not forget to tune in the live next week. Floating steps with lights. This is bleaching out. This was we did on the last pour, the third pour. I broke it into 3 pours, and there you go. How you guys like that? Those are one of my favorite sets. Absolutely love that look. Man, thanks for tuning in, and thanks everyone for tuning in into the lives. That was a caveat I never thought of was lives. And one day I'm like, I'm just going to go live and everyone can watch what we do out there and listen to us. We'll be live tomorrow or Monday with a bunch of people coming out. I got Jim Tomich coming out, Brian, all kinds of people. There's a close up on you. It's almost like a daredevil zooming up on it. Thank you very much. Have a nice weekend, and I'll see you next week.